Hi everyone, this is just quickly to show you the Fine Art Portrait and Painterly collection. Now this collection will not be available after Black Friday, but some of the actions from the collection will be available to purchase individually. So I'm going to go through them very quickly. I'm not going to edit the image. I'm just going to show you a few things that are involved in this collection. So the first little section we've got here is just your base action. So we've got soft light base, which will bring up those shadows nice and softly. So if I turn that off and on, and then you can mask off wherever you like. So if you switch to a lower opacity brush, if you wanted the background darker, then you can do, or if it was coming a bit bright on your subjects, then you can mask off there. I'm just going to do that. Okie doke. Then we have bring down the light softly, so it'll do the same thing but the other way around. Then we've got Fine Art Base, which is available already to buy individually, but I did really want to add it to this collection, so I'm just going to turn down the opacity a little bit. Okay, then we have Brighten the Skin. So if you use around 40% opacity brush, and then I'm just going to brighten, just to show you really quickly. Again, I'm not editing this image, so that nothing is going to be done perfectly. I'm just quickly showing you. Then we've got Sweet Soul Skin Base. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to switch my brush to 100% opacity, and I'm going to start masking this on. Now you can see it just got rid of the scar on her head. I don't want to get rid of her freckles, so I'm just avoiding those. I'm going to turn that off and on. And you can also turn the opacity down, so you don't need it always at 100% opacity. All images are completely different. So I'm going to leave that there. Then we are going to go to Sweet Soul Silky Skin. So your instructions will pop up here. You can use a 100% opacity brush, or you can use a lower percent opacity brush, or you can use 100% and then adjust your opacity on your layer, whichever you feel most comfortable with. But look at that beautiful silky skin. I'm obsessed with this action. This really does what it says on the tin. And you can just adjust the strength by the opacity so easily. So you just want to avoid hair and eyes, just as you would any other skin smoothing or colour changing or anything like that action. You wouldn't want to get that on the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off and on so you can see the difference. Look at that. We are literally just a few actions in. Let's have a quick look at before and after. I did adjust the crop, so just ignore that when that changes. Wow, that skin. Okay, so let me just come up here a little bit. Right, so let's have a look what's next. So we've got Soften the Harsh Light. So, sorry about my dog. If the light was too harsh, so if your light was quite harsh before you applied the Silky Skin action, then it can bring out those highlights a little bit. So just soften the harsh light with that action. Then if you wanted to bring back a little bit of texture, then you can do with the skin texture action. And I'm just going to switch to 50% and bring, and you can see there that skin texture coming back. And you can use whatever opacity you want. Just drop it down if you want a bit less, and then use your opacity on your layer. Then we've got Snow White Skin. So this is for paler skin. It's not too white, it's not too harsh, it's not too pale, should I say. It's nice and subtle. I'll just turn that off and on so you can see the difference there. And you can avoid certain areas if you wanted to. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to show you the warmer skin. My dog has decided to go crazy whilst I do this, so that's handy. So there's the warmer skin action, and you can again adjust the opacity. Then we've got skin toning cool. So if I zoom out, and then I'm going to switch to 100% opacity, I'm going to mask that down the skin, so you can see the difference there. Now for this image, this action wouldn't work, but I just wanted to show you what it did. You can turn down the opacity, which is quite nice actually on this image. Or if I just bring that back, you can, what's going on? There we go. You can invert that and have it all over your image. So Control or Command I to invert. Then I'm going to come down and we've got skin toning warm. So basically the exact same thing, but warmer skin tones. I'll turn that off and on. And again, if you wanted to, you can invert that. And it looks really nice inverted. They both do. Then we've got, let's turn one of those on. We'll just turn it down a little bit. Then we have soft bronze burn. So this again is available to purchase individually. There are very few actions that actually are fine art base. We've got the soft bronze burn. What else have we got? Soft glow is paint on glow, so that's the same as that. And then we just have the dodge and burn actions down here. So other than that, everything is new. There's 39 actions in this collection, and I am giving it away for Black Friday. It is basically, it's so cheap. I'm practically giving it away. It's ridiculous. If you add all of the actions up and price them individually, as I price everything on my website, it would come to over £300. So you are getting a lot. I think you're getting around £300 off actually. So let's have a look what else there is. Soft glow. So like I said, this is like paint on glow. So I'm going to switch to 20% opacity brush, and when I mask that on, you can see we've just got that nice subtle glow. I'm going to undo that, and then we've got extra glow. So if you switch to a 20% opacity brush or even lower, and then I'm just going to bring out the light wherever the light is hitting with that. It's a little bit like Dodge Overlay, but a little bit glowier, if that's the word. And you can also switch to your black brush to mask off where you need to. So there's that one. Then we've got Skin Blend, which is one of my favourite ever actions. It's brand new. I've been working on it for months and months and months, and I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to click it. Now I haven't done any dodge and burn work, and her skin is already looking really lovely, so you might not see the full effect, but I'm going to switch to 100% opacity brush, and I'm going to blend those skin tones. So as her skin is already looking pretty amazing, you're not going to see the full effect. If we look at the forehead, maybe you can see it's really blending those skin tones and it's maintaining texture. I have sent this to a few, there we go, we can see it on the arm. I have sent this to a few photographers and they absolutely love it. So it is one of my new favourite actions. It's definitely my go-to. Let's have a look. So then we've got bright eyes. So to brighten eyes, we'll just make the brush smaller and lower your opacity on the brush. We'll just go around and brighten. Got hair right there. And then we've got define the edge of the iris. So I'm going to use a 20% opacity brush as it says to do on the instructions. make my brush smaller, and you just go around here, and that really helps define those eyes. It's like one of the most important steps on the eyes. Then we've got bring out the colour. So again, using your white brush, and it just adds some saturation to whatever colour is there. So turn that down because I'm sure she hasn't got orange eyes. Then we what have we got? We've got sharpen the eyes and details. So with 100% opacity, I would sharpen the eyes, and then I would change to about 50% and sharpen the lashes and the lips. And you can even bring that down actually, probably to 20 or 30% maybe. Okay, then we've got, so these actions I'm so excited about. So we've got green background only. So I'm going to click that. It is very green, don't worry. Turn the opacity down. So you can change the opacity to whatever you would like there. But I absolutely love that action. And then we have, so if it's not completely covered your image, because it is selecting the subject, if Photoshop hasn't selected your subject perfectly, you do have green mask on, and you would just basically mask it on. Really simple. Then we've got brown background only. So I'm going to click that. And again, you can use your opacity slider. Absolutely obsessed. It's going to save so much time doing this. And then we've got blue background only, which is absolutely gorgeous. Such a nice blue, and again you can use your opacity slider. Okay, then we have the mask on versions of all three of those. Then we've got cool shadows. So that is a really great way of giving that fine art look as well, cooling those shadows. Look at that contrast. Then we have warm highlights, which is what I do all the time. I do like my images nice and warm. Then I have one of my favourite image actions, which is Painterly Cool. Absolutely love that action. Then we have the Painterly Warm, which I also love. And just adjust the opacity. I absolutely love that action. Those two actions I just adore. Then we have Earthy Warmth, which again I love. I love that tinge of green in my fine art portraits. So then we have Dark Matte and Simple Matte, which are really simple actions. Then we have Add Texture. So this is just to remind you to add a texture there. So it will pop up, tell you how to add your texture, and then we'll do that. So File and Place Embedded. File, Place Embedded, and then choose your texture. We'll go for, let's go for that one. And then I'm going to place, so you get these two textures with the collection. Then I'm going to click Texture Adjustments. Now it is a little bit too harsh for me on this image, so I'm going to turn it down on the opacity there. So I'm going to leave, well, let's turn it down a little bit more. So I'll turn it down to 7. Then I'm going to come down again, and I'm going to click the Magical Finish for Texture. Now there's two of these, there's one for texture, and that's my little boy snoring, and there is one for without the texture. Oh, he's really snoring now. So I'm going to click with texture, so for texture, and it'll tell you what to do here. I'm going to go onto my white brush at 100% opacity, make my brush a bit bigger. I'm going to zoom in so you can see, and I'm going to mask this right here. So this is the focus point. You can even switch back to your black brush and bring the opacity down a bit and just mask off any areas. If I turn that off and on, It brings that focus back onto her. So we have added texture right over her and left it at normal. And that is bringing that focus back to her. You can even mask them off the other hand, like whatever you want in focus. So whatever's important to you in your image. So let's bring some of the crown back as well. So I'll turn that off and on again. So I love adding the texture like that, and I love that way of bringing that pop back out. Okay, so I'm going to turn those two off, and then I'm going to come without texture. So this will be applied all over the image. I'm going to turn that off and on. So that would be the step I would make if I wasn't using this underneath. These are the steps that I make when I'm editing. So I wanted to give that to you. I'm going to come back down, and you've got Dodge Overlay and Burn Soft, and those are the two that I use, the two that I teach, and I don't teach anything else. So they are the ones that I have included in the portrait collection. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you purchase it, and let's see your images using the collection. I can't wait to see them. And I can't wait to see what you think of the collection as well. I'm so excited about it. These actions I have been working on for months and months, and I was going to add them individually. But I decided to speed things up and bring them to you for Black Friday. So you can get an amazing deal on them. And they really are an absolutely amazing steal. So enjoy them and enjoy your Black Friday sale. Let me know what you get, and take care, everyone.